Hey everybody, welcome back to the War Room, and today I want to go over a few things. My intention for this year, for 2024. I picked 5 games that I really want to play. Uh, the reason I picked 5 is because I have a huge library. That's what she said, of games that a lot of them don't get used. Some of them do get used. Um, excuse me. And I want to kind of go over the 5 games I want to get to the table and onto the TTS more often than any others in the world. The problem is with games today, there are so many coming out. There are so many game makers. I mean, it wasn't like back in the day when I was a kid. There was a lot of game makers, but it was like you could kind of have a list of who was making what games. Now, there are people making games left and right, independent, large games, GMT games, to smaller companies. So I'm trying to limit my games for the year, not because I don't want to play other games, and I will play other games, of course. I've got, I've got Rome Total War coming out. I will be definitely playing that game. But I have 5 games I want to get to the table more often. The first one is Fief. This is Fief France, but I'm not playing this game for Fief France. I'm playing it for Fief England. That's coming out on Kickstarter. No, I'm sorry, GameFound. I backed it. I backed the full collector's edition. Fief is a phenomenal area control, very simplified abstract war game. You're controlling families, and you're trying to control different bishoprics, and you're trying to give titles to your lords. You do it through card play, and there's a lot of strategy here. The best thing I can the best games I can describe this as is a successors mixed with a uh, Kingmaker slash what else can I put in there? Hannibal, right? But it's a very simplified combat system. It's not heavy, so if you're looking for heavier combat, Fief may not be the one for you. Um, but it is a beautiful game, very simple. Oh, and Crusader Kings, the board game Crusader Kings, because you have families, you're marrying people, you're creating alliances. I won my first game of this with an alliance with Beleated, great guy. He's always looking to learn games with me, so I appreciate that. Um, you vote for the king when it first comes out, and then that king, he has babies. You got Jeanne d'Arc. You got different countless uh, expansions that make the game even better. I'm hoping to play this with all the expansions with my guys on my Discord. So, Fief, that is the first game I want to get to the table. The next game is going to be a game that some of you will know if you're a big Mark Herman fan. If you are not a Mark Herman fan, then you may not even know what this is. Um, this is Versailles 1919. Now, Versailles 1919 is a negotiation style game, based on the Treaty of Versailles after World War One. You have these cubes here that are your influence, and you're trying to resolve issues on the table. And these issues are anywhere, they're abstract, but basically, you're dealing with the different regions that were involved in World War One, and as you deal with them, there might be some uprisings, there might be issues. You could deploy military units into regions to help stop and quell the issues, or you could demobilize them to gain happiness with the people. Really, really good thinking game. If you like thinky games like this, Versailles 1919 will not ever disappoint you. Mark Herman is a real genius when it comes to game design, and he can take little weird, minute conflicts or issues and turn them into phenomenal game designs, and I've never been disappointed. So again, this is Versailles 1919. I own all these games, by the way, except Fief France, because like I said, I own now the England version. Just waiting for it to get completed this year. But yeah, I own these games, and I have to get these to the table. They're really beautiful games, beautiful design. You can't really. GMT Games always has the best games out there. All right, the next game I'm gonna have. Let's take a look at my Axis and Allies, yes, Axis and Allies. For those of you who've never seen it before, I will load it up for you. Axis and Allies is an Ameritrash game by Larry Harris. It was Milton Bradley, and then it became, who the hell? I'm trying to look at it now. The same people that did, um, oh, shit, Twilight Imperium, Fantasy Flight. Oh no, Wizards of the Coast. I think Fantasy Flight did it. I'm not sure. There are hundreds of different styles of Axis and Allies games. Old school Ameritrash. Now, people look at this game and they think that this is a beer and pretzels game. I'm going to tell you right now that's not true. That's not true at all. This is not a beer and pretzels game. There's a lot of strategy in this game. They have podcasts on it. They have people with tons of different strategies. How to kill Japan first, how to kill Germany first. This is the anniversary edition, which included Italy. Italy has its own separate group down here as well. Axis and Allies is not at all, in any measure, a beer and pretzels game. It is a game that requires a little thinking and a little skill. And yes, there is dice, so there is luck, but the compositions of the armies and the troops that you bring in really make a difference. So you can definitely bring that luck down a lot if you bring in the right troops at the right time. It's not just overpowering, it's bringing in the right units into the right areas. China's in here as well. This is the first time they did China. Anniversary Edition, I believe, if I remember reading correctly, is what led to the research and development tracks. There are different tracks for different, weapons, different jet fighters, different improvements, and this led to the creation of the game War Room by Larry Harris as well, where it adds all those factors into one game. If you've never played Axis and Allies, I highly recommend you try it. I'll play it with you. I don't care. Just give me a shout out. This is a really, really good game. All right, my next game, I'm just going down my list here. Kingmaker. Yes, Kingmaker. All right, again, a game that people may or may not know. Let's see here. There's Kingmaker. Now, I play this on Vassal. I don't recommend it on TTS because it's a little hard to see, but I'm keeping it for obviously the video. Kingmaker is a phenomenal game about the War of the Roses. Again, simplified battles, simplified combat, but a lot of strategy. You're going to have your troops all over the board here, and you're going to move them around, and there are going to be royals. All right, you got the Yorks and you got the Lancasters. Henry is always in London to start. Right, you go around, you pick them up. I know this looks really brutally old. It is old. It's from the 70s. They made a renewed version of Kingmaker, but it still looks a lot like this. But it's so highly thematic. It's highly strategic. There's nothing easy about this game at all. And just don't let the look reduce your opinion or your want to try it. The objective of the game is to have the only royal left that's crowned king. Okay, you can execute these guys as you kidnap them, and you're trying to make your own king so that you are the person in control of the last noble that's crowned. Very, very highly thematic. Highly recommend that you try this. Yeah, I very, very good game. Very, very good game. This was a very, very phenomenal game. Kingmaker. Alright. Let's see what else I got for you guys here. Versailles 1919. Fief. I showed you that. Fractal. This is the one game that I got last year. It's a newer game. I tend to give this to the table a lot. Fractal Beyond the Void is a Twilight Imperium clone, but with really a reduced amount of time to play. It is easy to learn, easy to pick up, highly strategic, and very, very difficult to grasp as far as strategically. You have to think ahead. Let me set it up for you so you can see it. Give it a second here. Here we'll do solo. Two-player compact. Yeah. This one's highly scripted. There we go. It has a phenomenal solo system called Automata. Very, very cool. It's just a really cool game. It's very easy play, very quick, and there is a campaign mode where you could play different versions, and you follow a storyline. It's setting up everything here really quickly. Okay, yep, we got everything. Yes. Okay, you select many factions. There's totally different factions here. You select the government for your faction, and then you play the game. You're putting out these little colonies. These colonies give you powers. They help develop your war, your military, your economy, and then you go from sector to sector. It looks a lot like Twilight Imperium, but like I said, it's very fast pace, and you won't be disappointed. Very easy to play. It's a mix between Twilight Imperium and Hannibal, because you do have battle cards, but the battle card system is really, really good. Very advanced. You can upgrade the cards with an elite deck, and you play the cards. There's initiatives to the cards that tells you who goes first, who goes second. You gain victory points in different regions. Okay, for example, here is an objective card. If you can get one of these in these different areas, you'll get a point. You get more points for having the highest influence. So, really cool stuff. Really cool. Look at this thing. I like the art. That's really good art. This is my favorite faction so far. They're like a space bee. So, and that is Fractal Beyond the Void. Basically, I'm trying to get these games to the table. If you're interested in learning any of these games, or if you want to play them this year, I'm going to be playing these a lot this year. So come on down to my Discord. Let me know. Also, I'll put the link up, and we'll go from there. Other than that, that's about it. You guys have a great night. I hope you guys have your particular games onto the tables more often than I do, because I'm always working, but I hope to change that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.